Record on this computer. Okay. All right. Welcome everyone to our team training tonight. I'm fangirling as usual, one of my favorite doTERRA leaders in the whole entire world, who does a wicked nail salon impression, but we'll save that to the end, Adam. Thank you so much for being here and for all that you do for doTERRA and the community, and for giving us your time in our own little unique setting to pick your brain about what it means to build Power of Three and what you've achieved and been able to achieve in your business as a Blue Diamond and an Australian founder. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. Thank you for asking me to come along.
Yay, awesome. So I did send through questions like super 5 minutes ago. So I hope you've had time to plan your responses.
Yeah.
It really is something that I know everything that you do is pretty much unplanned and organic, and it just oozes out of you because you live and breathe it. So I knew that that was fine to do in my heart.
Okay.
But I hope that we'd just like you to share what the Power of Three bonus means to you in your business, I guess personally, but also on a team level, and a bit more about the mindset and the morale that achieving that or working towards achieving that does, because the people in our team have a general idea of the new planner and we've taken them through that, but it's just that behavioral switch and that mentoring side of it that we're really longing for. So I guess that leads into the first questions around the mindset shifts and things that are necessary for approaching Power of Three.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess I'll give you a bit of a background on what I've done in the last year or so to get to where I am now. So I used to think that Power of Three was bollocks, because I thought, well, it relies on every single person to place an order, and if one person doesn't place an order, then it just ruins it for everyone. So I'm going to focus on other things. So Power of Three, previous to 2023, I just I probably would have got my 50 Power of Three, and that would have been it. And it got no attention, no love. And it was a conversation with my account manager who said a couple of things, and it kind of opened up my mind to, okay, well, what if I could get this? And so I actually set myself a goal in 2023. What if I could not only just get myself my 1,500 Power of Three, because that, for Diamond Plus leaders, that's obviously a nice little bonus on top of your pay. But for my leaders that are all silvers and golds, if I could get them 1,500, that would change their pay dramatically. That's like a mortgage repayment every month kind of thing. So my goal was then to do what I needed to do to get all of my qualifying leaders their 1,500 Power of Three, which every single month they do. So every month, although I'm a pinned rank of Blue Diamond, I don't hit Blue Diamond now. I hit Diamond every single month, and my 4 silvers have hit their 1,500 10 months in a row this year.
And oh my gosh, a round of applause. That is incredible. Yeah, so Lisa just commented since 2023. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I started the campaign in 2023. So at the start we weren't getting that. None of us were getting that kind of thing. So there's a lot of things that had to be done. So the first thing we did was, when you asked about mindset, I wasn't looking for builders. I was like, right, okay, my frontline people need 3 people on their front line, and then they need 3 builders underneath them, and that type of thing as well. We would all love to have 3 frontline builders on it. Do you mean? And that would be perfect to have that. And the ideal model of doTERRA looks great in theory, but unfortunately we have to deal with humans, and humans are shit sometimes. So Power of Three for me is not based on where am I, like I need to get 3 builders at the top and that kind of thing as well. It's purely for me to lock in and secure ongoing customers. But in all of what we looked at is, we're like, okay, who are the best 3 customers on the front line, and maybe have some people underneath them? How can I start getting them their 250? Then how can I start getting the others their 50? the first thing I did once we kind of recognise who these people were, we actually started. It's amazing how when we're running a business, we will only contact our customers if there's a problem. Hey, just letting you know that your LRP's failed. Are you aware that you only did 97 PV order and that kind of thing? And so for just your general good customer who's ordering every month, and they may not hear from you. So the first thing we did was we identified everyone and we sent them a gift. And that can just be whatever you want. I was like, okay, these are now becoming my VIP customers that I need to nurture and look after them. Then what we started to do is we did a lot of moves and changes. So we did, I don't know, countless 7 signatures, converting wellness advocates who weren't enrolling to wholesale customers, and doing all those types of things. And this is something that I spent 12 months doing with my account managers, bit by bit by bit by bit, and then enrolling people to fill in the gaps and that type of thing as well. So now basically what we have is we have people that on their, my leaders get their 1,500, as I said. I've got 3 people that are each getting 250. They're never going to stop ordering. And pretty much everyone who's getting their 50 is pretty much guaranteed to order every month as well. So that was kind of the short journey of the process of what we did to get to where we are today, type of thing.
That is incredible. And I absolutely love that shift from, like you said, usually they only hear from us when we're like, oh, hey, like you've forgotten, but that VIP mindset really, and I think that's one of my strengths is like giving and recognizing, shifting that into this modality and this bonus would definitely, Lisa said the same thing. We're definitely highlight their presence and showcase their presence in the team. So there was a question, were your VIPs on the 100 PV customers, or are they just regular monthly LRP customers? So
they were the ones that were ordering over 100 PV. And if there was someone in a spot who maybe teetered around the, say, 70 point mark, I would just have a conversation with them saying, hey, I'm working on getting you $50 US every month that will pay for half your order. How this game kind of works though is you need to do 100 PV every month to get your cash back the following month. So the agreement was you do 100 PV and I'll get you 50 every month. If you for some reason can't do 100 PV, let me know, because that'll break the little chain and we'll work something out, type of thing. And so sometimes we'd have to do a little top-up order or something like that.
Exactly. And that's sort of full disclosure, I guess, having them that are already regularly ordering, whether they're edging around 60, 70 PV, having a direct conversation with them about, oh, like you do this and I'll get you, is much easier. Do you found that much easier with a loyal customer than a random?
Yeah, very much so, definitely.
Yeah.
The other great thing is, again, it would be great to have all these beautiful customers that are ordering every month, but then someone has, a sick dog or has to go on holidays and that type of thing. You're getting a bonus of around 2,300 Australian dollars. Now, my leaders, especially when we were first developing and building it up, sometimes we were short. There were a couple of people that hadn't ordered or that kind of thing, especially the ones that are on that bottom level. But there are different ways of placing orders through those people's accounts, either having a chat with them or talking to account managers or all different things.
Mm-hmm.
I would spend $800 to make $2,300.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
And that's exactly right. And I think that's definitely, thank you for raising that. Like you mentioned at the beginning of the call, some people go, wow, well, I was exactly like you in the beginning when it came to the insignificance of this bonus. I thought it was just, I'll just worry. That's what the people in the US do, I used to think. And when I heard you touch on this at Diamond, I was like, oh, hang on a minute. He's onto something. And I really, everyone in this chat has already started making those changes towards it. But knowing that there is an available opportunity for people to top up or to work with that one sort of, not dud account, but the one account they can't quite get to the 100, or having a conversation with an account manager to top that up, you look at those top ups as, I guess, an investment back into your team. So you approach it that way. financially, and also buying stock or gifts, things like that?
Yeah, you then obviously when you're buying that stuff, if you then buy things, I don't. Some people. I know in the olden days, people used to buy lemongrasses and cypresses because the PV to dollar ratio was the best kind of thing. No, I will buy stupid things that aren't good dollar to PV ratio, like the clean product or Metapower Advantages or different things that I can then start gifting back out. And that is an investment in my business kind of thing. So I'm looking at what do I want my customers to experience? And then, like when we have our next BOGO or we do an LRP raffle every month, what I'll do is guess what the prizes are. Here's a prize of something I actually want you to try so you start buying it.
Yeah, so being clever. It's crazy and cleverly said. Yes.
Yeah. It costs a bit. It costs a bit more, but obviously no one else needs to. No, you're not helping your business by sending someone a ginger.
Yeah. Hey, if you send me though with ginger hair, you're helping.
Yeah, true. Actually, ginger is quite expensive. Send me one, but yeah.
I am more expensive than a bottle of ginger oil.
Yeah.
Adam, Lisa's asked, did you feel like you were always in a sense building that for them, encouraging them to bring their people in? How does I guess one go from that first level, that 50, trying to reach that 250? Is that 50-50 you and them, 70-30? Like how much of you was that first layer of building it
Two
out?
answers in that. It's collaborative. Do you know what I mean? Like I have some people, some of my leaders can enroll 30 people a month. Some I'm happy if they, it's a good month if they've enrolled 2 people type of thing. So filling in those gaps, it's different for different people, and that's just the way doTERRA works, unfortunately, kind of thing. What was I going to say? The other policy I always have, just to kind of go off on a slight tangent, is I will never ask anyone to buy in more than they're going to make back, kind of thing. So even someone who's getting their 250, if they're only 40, say there's 40 PV off their team value or their team volume, their 600 PV, that I feel comfortable getting them. Hey, can you place another 40 PV order? I'm not comfortable with them doing another 200 PV order because they're not going to make money on that. So no one in my organization should be spending more than they're making, because that's a problem type of thing.
And that's like a mutual beneficial agreement. Like it's a win-win for everyone in that sense. So I love that and appreciate that. So in terms of the reigniting the team, that's our problem right now, Lisa, that's right. Yeah. So in terms of the reigniting the people, we've sort of touched on that. The ones struggling to stay consistent with LRP, that's just something that personally we could jump on, or I could jump on with our leaders that are on this call and watching back, and actually work on those moves that you said, like, working closely with an account manager is essential. Can't do this alone. But having that not cutthroat, but really direct dialogue with the people that are on your planner. So you found that the planner has been an incredible asset to your journey. It made it easier.
It can do it as well, yeah. And when it comes to LRP, I should get a T-shirt made because I say it so often. LRP is the reward you get for educating your customers. I never ask anyone to go on LRP, because that's like rocking up at someone's door going, "Can you buy a carpet cleaner?" And they're like, "Why are you here? Like, stop trying to sell me stuff," kind of thing. If you are doing a good job educating your customers, then they will want to buy things. And how do we buy things? On LRP type of thing. So the focus should really be, if you've got someone who's only doing a 50 PV order, they haven't been supported and educated enough probably on the supplements to realize that there would be a benefit to taking one of the supplements every month.
Yeah, that's so true. A very strong truth there. And that's where our consumables and that side of it has amplified over the last couple of years, especially. We have so much more that will run out, as Paul says, every month. So yes.
We actually have done a bit of a campaign to we actually tell people, don't put oils on your LRP. because you're actually paying too much when you buy your oils on LRP. Yes, you're getting your 25% off, but how can we get them cheaper? Well, there's 10% discounts, there's BOGOs, there's flash sales, and there's free products of the month. And in all those contexts, you're paying far less than the normal 25% discount. So yeah, of course, it's an extreme statement that kind of gets people's attention. And if you're running out of On Guard, you buy another On Guard. But a lot of people, especially when they become a new doTERRA customer, if you're not able to move them onto the supplements and the consumables quickly, they'll burn themselves out with, I've got too many oils and I'm not using them, kind of thing. So really, really quickly, you've got to shift them out of just oil use to buying meal stuff.
Yeah, powerful. And that's the lifestyle shifts that is longevity, like in the business as well. In terms of so the people that were once ordering 50 or achieving their 50 level 1 power of 3, and you're edging them towards achieving that 250, what are some of the common obstacles that you've seen, personal development obstacles that bubble up in people when it's them approaching their own enrollments about LRP? So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. As I said, a lot of this has been to do with a lot of if you look at my 1500 Power 3 structures in all the teams, they're made up mainly of customers. And these customers may not be interested in enrolling anyone type of thing. Your goals are not always necessarily your customers' goals as well. They'd be happy for $50. But for some people, the idea of enrolling 2 people so they can get $50 and getting them on LRP, they're like, too much effort, I'll just pay my full price type of thing. When you do have customers who have people underneath them that aren't doing their full order or that type of thing, I guess that's where, as a community, we're making sure that everyone is educated and we're trying to help others see the benefit of why doing 100 PV. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And is there so in that sense, there would be virtually 2 mindsets or two different experiences playing out in your downline. Then it would be you're building your customer base, building power of 3. So you've got your power of 3 structure that doesn't necessarily always coincide with your ranking legs and parts of your organization.
Correct. Yeah. So the 4 people that I rank off, hold on, let me think. 2 are on my front line, 1's on my second line, and 1's on my 8th line. And my other 5th leg is way down about levels 8 as well, type of thing. So my power of 3, I basically get it off those people that are near the top, kind of thing. There's a little bit of a jiggle with that person who's on my second line. So but I'll do what I need to do to get my 2,300 Australian dollars. But then, I help my leaders get theirs. And it's more about my silvers and my golds getting their 1,500, which is more important to me.
Well, it is, and it's a huge portion of the pay, like the pay difference between that Premier and Silver alone, just getting that power of 3 on top is life-changing. And that's what we want to achieve for all of our team as well. If you have you're kind of reverse engineering, or you have reverse engineered this goal for yourself and for your leaders. And so I was just, guys, the people that are watching live, if you have any questions about this part or what we're speaking about, just pop them in while we have Adam here. But in terms of that reverse engineering, did you make a conscious effort to just reapproach those customers that were up high in those top 3 levels, and then delete sort of inactive accounts in the middle? Was that something that sort of, I know we've got a lot of people on our team that have been here a while and do have some inactivity.
It was really a kind of sitting there and go, okay, these are the spots to fill, how do we get them filled, kind of thing. So sometimes it was conversations. Little statements that I like to use is, if I need to move a wellness advocate out of the way who wasn't really ordering and doing much and just that kind of thing, I'm like, you've actually got an account where you're meant to be enrolling people every month. Do you want me to get rid of that for you? And they're like, oh, yeah, I don't
Right.
want to be enrolling people. Cool. Okay, let's just switch it to a wholesale customer. Bang, they're out of the way, and that rolls people up, kind of thing.
Oh, that is magic. You've got such a, I don't know whether that's the masculine side and that just straight to the point, but I think that that's obviously something that I need to work on. And I think being really fluffy and vague about things leave room for assumption, and I guess can feed that wondering what are they up to, or what's their intention of that question. So
Yep.
yeah, that's really, really powerful.
Anyone you need to move, you've got to work. You've got to sit there and contemplate before you contact them. What's in it for them?
Yeah.
No one wants to help you out, probably. So you've got to work out. Okay, what am I letting go of? The stress that you're meant to be placing 100. Sometimes people don't want to place 100 PV orders. Hey, I can do something so I don't have to nag you every month about 100 PV order. Do you want me to sort that out for you? That would be amazing. You can just order what you want when you want. Done. You're meant to be enrolling people when you're not. Do you want me to get rid of you, switch your account over so you didn't have to? That's you being of service. That's you helping them out. That's mutually beneficial rather than, hey, I'm trying to get my little bonus, and if you could please do me a favor and order a bit more, or if you could sign this form. They're like, sorry, I've got a life and I'm not interested in helping you out. Which is, it seems harsh, but it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good, so helpful. Yeah, as Lisa said, if they're getting that kind of money, that 2,500 or 2,300, they're never going to turn that off. Like, that's a life-changing amount. Have you had so you've obviously got your 4 people that are achieving that. You've managed, I believe, on a couple of times to build that twice for yourself, so the power of 3 level twice over?
The best I've done is I have got the 1,500, and then once you get the 1,500, you can then start again. And I have got to 250.
Yeah.
Will I ever get double 1,500? Probably not, because of where my leaders are, in the fact that I've got 2 that are so far down. And, my ability to be able to move those 2 leaders from level 8 upwards is going to be very hard, because all these people are getting nice payouts every month.
Yeah.
Just by placing their 100 PV kind of thing. So structurally, I probably won't ever get my double 1,500, just because of where my leaders happen to pop up, kind of thing. And you can't. That's the thing with doTERRA. Very few people join with the intention of doing the business, and then they kind of get inspired at some way. And many of my people, I wouldn't have picked them when I first enrolled them, type of thing that they were. So you just throw them wherever, and it kind of sucks that that's where they are, but that's what happens. So yeah, I probably, because of how my tree is, I probably won't get my double 1,500, but there's no reason why someone else can't try, for sure. But I also would rather be a presidential diamond than get my double 1,500 power 3.
Yeah, because you're building for that width. Exactly right. Yeah. That's so good. And I'll just double check if there's any extra questions. I've got you a few more minutes, 5 minutes. So in terms of your LRP and your education, so can you give us a little snapshot of how you educate, what channels or what platforms you use to educate your team?
Yeah. So this is something I don't believe anyone under a diamond level needs to be doing themselves. I think what you always need to lean into your diamond leader and work out a collaborative community effort. Yeah. So we do it. Unfortunately, the days where you could have a Facebook group and everyone was in there and that kind of thing have gone. So we actually we have a Facebook group. We have a pathetic Instagram, so I wouldn't give any credit to that. But we have a YouTube channel. We send out a newsletter every month, and then we have a second newsletter. What do you call it? When you enroll, it fires off a series, and that series is actually 3 years long, kind of thing. That they just get an email once a month near the end, kind of thing. Just a little kind of tidbit. So we do one at the start of the month, going, these are the promos of the month. This is why you want to buy cassia or turmeric. So we've got emails. We use a team app. We use Facebook. We have YouTube. And my Middle Eastern team, I use a WhatsApp chat because that's what they do. And we also have chat groups in Facebook, in Messenger kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, because of the way everyone's gone, oh, I'm not on Facebook, oh, I don't read emails, blah, 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 we've kind of just had to adopt this splattergun approach. But the newsletter that goes out, we have all my leaders around the world. We have and this is everyone who's building the business, we have a newsletter chat. So when the promos for Australia, US, Europe, and Brazil come out, I go, these are the 4 products of the month, who wants to write about them? And 4 people put up their hands and do a paragraph, and then I have a PA who puts it all together nice and pretty kind of thing. So I'm not doing it all. It's we all do it together, and if everyone does a little bit together, then it's a lot more manageable. Like everyone should be posting in the Facebook group once a week on something, type of thing. So,
I love that. Yeah. And I think that starting out with that intention would be, and there's a few people that I know that'll be watching this back that are brand new. So it's great. Yeah. Like, it's incredible to know what you've been able to achieve, especially with different teams around the world, and you're actively participating in collaboration to carry that torch forward. But building from that place from the get-go is something that I wish I did, way back when. So,
yeah. It's for someone who's got, like a silver or gold, who's maybe got 200 customers, any of the social media platforms, trying to do anything on the social media platforms, you're just not going to get the interaction and the reach, and it's really disheartening. And at one stage, all my silvers and golds had their own Facebook group, and one day we just decided, let's shut them all down, let's move everyone into the main group that I'm running, because they were spending 4 hours a week scheduling posts to get the same one person underneath going, love this, and 3 hearts. And there's no interaction in that kind of thing. Yeah. That
collaboration, it helps everyone. Like it is a mutually beneficial space. So on your YouTube channel for the collaboration, do different people post different little classes, or what sort of?
Yep, it'll be, if we run a night, what we call night school every Wednesday night, we'll put that on the YouTube channel. I do classes for my European team and my North American team. We put that on there. If doTERRA releases something that's interesting, you can add that to your playlist. So it's just whatever we gather together kind of thing that people could sit there and flick through if they're bored on YouTube.
I like it. I've never actually considered that platform for that, but it makes perfect sense. And you're going to have your watch hours increasing and your views increasing. It's probably because I don't spend much time on YouTube myself that I never thought about that.
Yeah.
And I probably should. I'll just double check that we've covered most of what I promised that I would cover. In terms of your team that have achieved it, how has do you have any stories or any moments of wins or celebrations? How has them achieving their 1500 changed their lives?
I probably don't have any kind of heartwarming stories where they're this person was about to lose their house and now they've got their 1500 power of three and they're not, because that kind of thing. I think it's just, we all know what difference an extra 2,300 in any kind of pay packet would be. If you had a regular job and you suddenly got an increase of that would make a really significant difference. So I know that it's allowed them to do different things, whether it be reinvest in their business and do a big expo, where they can then enroll 12 people in a day, kind of thing. It just has given them that freedom. And as a leader, it also, because of that disbursement of responsibility, because my leaders are getting 2,300, they're willing to invest hundreds of dollars more to help them get that. So that, again, instead of me just trying to fix up all the holes so that I can get my diamond rank, everyone is working together so that they're getting their 1,500 and their silver ranks.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. It's just so amazing that flow-on effect and that ripple effect of yeah, the abundance coming in and it giving people more money and more opportunities to reinvest and make everything better, rewarding the people that are actually showing up and doing the things and doing the lifestyle. So before I let you off the hook, so I know you've got around a million things to do, is there any last minute questions, girls? And we'll stay on the call to chat and, you know, just catch up, but we'll let beautiful Adam go and run off. I'll just give him a minute. Whereabouts are you heading off to next? Overseas, or what's your plans?
Oh, no, I've been very blessed. I spent all of September in America, and I'm sick of traveling. I'm wrapped. I'm very blessed to be have won a spot for Vietnam in the incentive trip, so I will be there in November. But it's been a lot of travel this year, which is I'm very grateful for. But sometimes I just want to be at my own house and chill out.
Yeah.
So apart from Vietnam, I think I've got nothing left to do until leadership in February next year, and then European convention in May next year, and I'm looking forward to that. Not traveling.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, you deserve it. Bunker in, settle in at home, and I can't wait to see what you achieve over the next 6 months while you're actually in one place.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
So everyone's sending their love and thanks for your content and your time. We are super, super, super grateful.
Anytime.
So yeah, we'll talk to you again soon, and I'll stop the recording now. Mwah. Lots of love, Adam. Thank
Cool.
you.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Bye.